Well, we are broke down here now with this 9620. The girls come up here this morning to get things going, fuel and all that stuff. Checked oil, coolant, whatever. Tractor's low on oil. So I was like, oh, that's not good. And they checked the coolant, and there was oil in the coolant reservoir. The coolant reservoir wasn't over full or anything. It was only half full, right where it needs to be. But it was black. Sarah stuffed a rag down in there, and it came out slimy. So we took the top radiator hose off. Jared took that off a little while ago, and it is sitting in the back of the truck here. And it is grimy like. So we thought for a minute that it just had a little bit of seepage, a little bit of oil residue that got by. But what we're doing now is we're going after the oil cooler. We're going to take that up, take it up to Doc's and have him test it. And we've got a new one on order. So this is the Cummins engine that's in this tractor. We have had to replace the oil cooler on the 9560 before. Now we're doing it on this. So we'll get it tore apart, get it tested. Hopefully it is the cooler, because that's what we're going after. Could possibly be the turbo, but we don't think so. But all likelihood, hopefully it's the oil cooler. So we'll get it apart. Alright, so we've got the EGR cooler. That had to come off, and then we were able to yank that oil cooler off. Now we ended up putting a new gasket, an oil cooler gasket on there, where it made it up between the block and the oil cooler over the winter. So we have had this apart already. So we've got the cooler is ready to go to, we're going to take it over to Doc's, which is, we're not that far from there. And we're going to have him, he's got a way of testing it, but I don't know if we've got to take it off of, we've got to take the cooler off of the manifold there or not. The cooler's on the back side. So we're going to jump over there, and then I think we can get planting here in a little bit. So we're going to take it on over there. Well, now we have jumped back into the corn planter. It is about 2 o'clock, and we might as well try to plant some corn. Jared, he is planting as well. I thought I was going to get a little bit of time to get that chopper up and ready to go, but we've got we've only got a couple minor things to do to it. We've got to put that stone detector bar in, run a grease gun around the cutter head area, and we've got to make a little jumper wire for the Pioneer inoculant applicator. So we're going to get after planting here. I don't know how much ground Sarah's going to be able to stay. I don't know how much she's going to be able to do to stay ahead of us here. So I'm just going through my display so that I can get yeah, that's the right field there. All right, so we're gonna get after it. This field was hay last year, so we terminated it in the fall, spread manure on it, I don't know if my brother offset disced it or if this got chiseled. But we're gonna get after it here. So we have switched seats and we are now back to planting. So we plant for typically about a day, day and a half, and then we either get rained out or we do something else. So we haven't had 2 consecutive days together here yet this year. So we're gonna get after it. So the plan was to have planted this on Saturday. Today's now Monday. However, it started raining here Saturday morning, and it basically rained all day. We got 7/10 of an inch of rain. We had some pretty good sun yesterday, although we did get a couple of real light duty showers. And it was a little greasy here this morning. We weren't sure we were going to be able to do anything till noon anyways. Luckily the girls got started off early to give us a heads up with what was going on with that tractor. And we had some time to get into looking at that. Jake ended up ordering a oil cooler for it here a little while ago, and he might come and put it in here tomorrow afternoon, because I expect that I'm going to be planting here tomorrow as well, providing that disc can stay ahead of us. We'll just have to see how things go here. Pain in the ass when these big tractors go down, because it slows the whole operation down. We need another spare. Well, Jay's here now. I've got a pet stone guard that we have to straighten. Best just to take it off. So, alright. Good times, Jay. That bracket right there.
Is that gotta be out away from the tire, or
Gotta be knocked in.
all back in?
I don't know. It might be easier just to take the damn thing off. We've got that straightened. It could be straightened a little further, but that is gonna work. So we'll get back to planting. I seen that I was dragging something, and that was coming over and it was getting into the gauge wheel. So we'll try taking that off with the planter in field position, but it was better to have folded it up. And now I gotta unfold, and then we'll get back to it. All right, simple as that. Now we'll go over to the far side of the field and work our way back through. I got around that headland. I said, freaking dragging a stone or something. So I stopped. I was going to go over to that other side. And before we drove over to that other side, I said, well, let me check it now. And if I have to fix something, I'm going to drive all the way across the field again. But the reason why we want to go all the way over here and work our way back through, so if we happen to have another problem, we're working our way closer to the road. So we'll just keep at it here, I guess. Just regular planting. Alright, so I stopped over here to get fertilizer. Jake has got this all back together, and he's going to go ahead and start it up. We might be a little low on coolant here. We're not sure. My nephew, he is up cutting hay on these strips here. Looks like he's having to go one way because he's traveling the length of that field. So I guess that's, yeah. So we are on the farm where the 9620 is parked. Fertilizer truck and seed tenders staged. We just filled the fertilizer. Now Jared's coming in to get a shot of fertilizer as well. I am a few miles away from here, and I thought maybe we would have had somebody to bring us fertilizer, but it didn't work out that way. So we just jogged up the road a few miles and grabbed ourselves some fertilizer, and now we're headed back. Jared, he's on a different variety than we're on. He's gonna move to this variety that we're planting. And the field that he's planting is a field that we planted all as one. It's 6 different fields. He wanted to break it up so as we get into spread manure, our driveways are in the right spot, and it just makes sense to set it up that way for the frac tank and what have you like that. So the field that he's on is 102 acres. It's right across Oak Hill here. And the father, he's doing some excavation over in there. So he's got, I would guess, about 10 acres left of that. And then he'll switch to the variety of corn that we're planting. So the variety that he's planting is a shorter season corn than what we're planting. And the idea is we are hoping to be able to chop that earlier on this fall, so that we can plant some wheat here and there from way up on that corner there all the way across. So like I said, it's 102 acres, and we need to split it up. We need to have half of it into alfalfa and the other half into corn. So we're gonna keep at it here. I think this is gonna about do it for this video. I want to thank everybody for watching, and we're gonna keep after it here. As you can see, we've got some wet spots in that field there that we're gonna have to plant around. That it has been wet in the past there, but we'll just have to deal with it. All right, we'll catch you at the next one, folks. Take her easy. Well, here we are. We're into the next day. They were driving this 9620 home last night, and started making a hell of a knocking noise. So they stopped with it, and yeah, it's not good. Jared pulled the valve cover off last night to see if he could see anything on the top end. We let it run for a little bit of a minute. We pulled the accessory drive belt off, make sure it wasn't a water pump noise. We let it run for a hot second. Still made the noise with the accessory drive belt off. And then it made a hell of a noise. Fitzy shut it off, and then it was like it was hydrolocked. So I'm gonna see if it'll turn over.
Channel load.
Alright, it turns over, so I don't want to force it. So it was obviously hydrolocked last night. And what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to come up here and load it on the low boy. But yeah, not good. We don't know what it could be. We were talking to Rocky from P&M Diesel, and he's got some ideas, so they're going to be working on it more than likely if they've got time. So that's going to do it for this one. Stay tuned, and just have to see what becomes of it. So with that being said, I want to thank everybody for watching, and we'll catch you at the next one.